So I just wanted to spend a few minutes talking about the pens that I've actually been using lately. We spend so much time on the channel talking about pens that are new or exciting or weird that I don't spend too much time talking about what I've actually been writing with. And that really has nothing to do with kind of what I've purchased lately or anything like that. So this is just not the best, not the most interesting, nothing like that, just the pens that I've actually been using lately in February 2020. First of all, whenever I need a ballpoint at my desk, I just tend to grab a Rotring 600. This is the new style Rotring 600. You could tell this doesn't have the little dial here so you can see what color it is. Last year when these went on a really deep sale, I was able to pick up a few of them. So I have a bunch of Rotring 600s lying around, and I usually always have one somewhere right off camera. So right here, there's a Rotring 600, and I just write with this one all the time just because it's really useful to have a ballpoint around. And I have a few different refills in these. I never know which one I'm going to grab. This one's running a standard Rotring refill, which is fine for a ballpoint. It's nice because this refill, or a standard ballpoint, will write on almost anything. So I really appreciate that just for a general pen. If I have to write for extended periods of time, I will generally not grab a ballpoint. Next up is the Pilot S20 pen. Day to day, this is still probably one of my favorite pens, if not my favorite pen. Just like the pen I grab if I have to, take notes on a phone call for an hour or something like that. This is just really my go-to. I really like the wood. It's really nicely made. I think the pen looks great. It's something I like to write with for extended periods of time. And I'm a big fan of the Pilot S20. I know it's probably a little small for some people. I'm a huge fan of this pen. This pen is sort of an example of sort of like when they say the shoemaker has the worst shoes, or the shoemaker's kids are unshod, something like that. This is a pen I do a lot of writing with, just randomly. It wasn't strategically. It was just this I've been using a lot. It's a old broken Pilot Precise V5 RT. A clip busted off at some point, and somewhere along the way it randomly got a Pilot G2 1.0 millimeter refill in it, and I started writing with it, and it's been sitting on my desk or in my bag and just kind of randomly following me around. It's just a fun pen to write with, and this is a pen that I don't love or recommend. In fact, I really hate the button here. It kind of hurts your finger a little bit, and obviously the clip broke off, but I'm committed to writing with this refill until it is shot. And it's a 1.0 millimeter gel, so it moves pretty quickly. But yeah, I don't know why, but I've been writing with this pen a lot recently. Next up is the Zebra Sarasa Dry. I know I talk about this pen a lot, so I won't get too much into it now, but this is actually a pen I use all the time. I tend to use one of these clipped into a notebook. I have my notebook, and this is the notebook I'm using. I will put my Sarasa Dry in it, or on it like that, and I know I have a killer combination. And I'll use this if I really want to avoid smearing, or to the extent I can, messiness, just because it's a really nice writer. It dries quickly, and if I'm just doing general notes, I don't really care. And maybe I'll use a wet gel like this that's putting down way too much ink and smearing all over the place. But if I want to keep it a little bit nicer, I tend to use the Sarasa Dry. It's just a good fit for me being left-handed. Then here's another pen, this Fisher space-tec. This is not in any way a great pen. It's pretty cheap. It uses a real Fisher PR refill, like the actual space pen refill, but the pen sells for like $6. The refill alone is maybe $5, almost $6. So the pen itself, you're basically barely paying for. Maybe it's $8 now, I don't really know, but I didn't pay that much for this. And this is a pen that I don't ever use at my desk, but I keep it in my bag. A good pen in your bag is really useful if you have to go to the post office or something like that, or just write a note or scribble on something. And I like the PR4 for that because it always writes, I like the PR refill for that because it always writes, and it's very reliable, lasts forever. And this is a good pen if your hands are cold or something like that. No problems, no fuss, really nice click. And I've had this one in my bag for, man, maybe a year. So this refill is probably on the way out, but it's been reliable. You know, I'm never writing pages and pages. I'm just pulling it out to quickly write down an address or write down a quick note. So the Fisher space-tec, not a great pen, but a really reliable one to have in your bag. Now here are the pens that I've been writing with when I'm kind of doing more deliberate writing, you know, like a journal or something thoughtful. I've been really trying to use the Wingsung 699. This is that $30, so higher end for Wingsung vac filler. It's a larger pen. It's the size and weight of a Pilot 823, but it's the Wingsung 699. This is, again, the vac filler. I bought it in fine, which is really nice. I usually buy their pens in medium, or usually buy pens in medium. So I would have been appreciating it in fine. It's still larger and heavier fountain pen than I'm used to. I tend not to buy more expensive fountain pens, so I tend not to get larger and heavier pens. But moving over to a Chinese pen like this, I've been able to get a better feel for like a larger, heavier pen. And I've been really trying to spend a lot of time writing with this one and not just do random note taking like you might see me or expect based on how I write on the channel, but writing, you know, pages at a time when I'm doing note taking, or again, like I said, journals or what have you. So I've been spending a lot of time just trying to get a good feel for Wingsung pens and Pen BBS specifically, but this pen as well. And then lately, not even lately, I would say I would always keep the Platinum 3776 Century within grasp. This is just, I've come to realize this is my favorite fountain pen of all time, and I'm just gonna come out and say it. It just, I really like the pen, I like the size, I think it looks cool, I love how the nib writes. This one I actually have in the broad, and I've decided that at some point I'm gonna try to get some more of these. I don't have it in the extra fine or the fine or even the medium, so I'm gonna try to buy more of these. But I really do love this pen, I love how it looks. The slip and seal cap mechanism is really excellent. Anytime I open this pen up, even if haven't used it for a long time, it always writes just right. And I will tell you that I almost exclusively use it with the Platinum cartridges. And that's not because their converter is bad, just because this is, for me, a purely writing tool, just a instrument. And I like the cartridges in this one because it's just no fuss, and I use standard Platinum blue ink, which I don't love the color or anything like that. It's just a nice writer and it's highly legible. I've had no problems with it. So, you know, this is not a pen I tend to write with as I'm like geeking out or thinking about pens. This is just something when I have to write down a set of notes or, you know, be on a call for an hour. I will pull this pen and just really enjoy using it in a way that, you know, I'm just like thoughtlessly enjoying a fountain pen. You know, the Wingsung or the other pens I'm trying to get a better feel for, you know, I'm thinking about the pen. This one, I don't ever have to think about the pen. I could just enjoy what I'm doing in the process of writing and note taking and stuff like that. So that's the Platinum 3776 Century in broad. I'll say that the broad probably isn't for everyone, but if you're a lefty, it makes sense to go a little bit wider, especially in a Platinum, because the nib has more feedback. It's maybe a little bit toothy, people say. So if you go a little bit broader, maybe a size up from what you would normally get, then you alleviate some of that and can really get a smoother writing experience. So there you have it. These are 7 pens that I'm actually using a lot lately, just sitting on my desk, hanging out, and actually are very much in use. So definitely not the coolest. I'm not in any way recommending that you buy these pens, even though some of these pens I would highly recommend you buy, particularly the S20 and the Rotring 600, and I guess on the Strasser Dry. The rest of them are just like great pens for me, but not necessarily the best for everyone. So that's it. If you like this video, please drop a comment or give it a thumbs up or something. This is definitely a deviation from how I've normally been doing the videos, so let me know if you like it. Thanks for watching.